what I'm going to do is take a short video using the Malincam SSI M for monochrome. I have the camera mounted on my Celestron 6 SE with Hyperstar at f1.9. There's a fairly large obstruction that the camera provides, but I just wanted to see how well the combination would work, and later on, if the skies permit, I will try to see how well it works on objects like M42. I'm aiming at a pine tree, the top of a pine tree that's about 150 feet from the back door of the house, and I'm aiming through the glass door of a sliding glass door. The camera is set for 1280 by 1040 preview and capture, and I'm going to try to capture a file to see how it does. I'm going to call the file Pine Tree. I'm going to save it as an AVI. I'm going to save 10,000 frames, and I'm going to save the file to the desktop. Okay, so as you can see, the file is going to go to the desktop, 10,000 frames, AVI file called Pine Tree. So let's start the capture. Go to the main window. Well, they must have moved the capture location. Let me see where capture is. File, save. Capture. And as you see, it's counting down the captures. Right now I'm recording at between 19 and 21 frames per second. And right now I'm on 30 frames and counting. We'll see how long it takes to actually capture 10,000 frames, and if it starts taking too long, well, I'll stop the capture. While it's capturing, I'm going to change some of the parameters. So right now we'll go to the exposure control. Right now I'm at 13 milliseconds. I'll increase the exposure to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 milliseconds, 21 milliseconds, 23. The gain is at minimum, 0.3 dB. I have the frame speed at high, the data width at 8-bit. Let's see how color control is set. Color control, you can play with the gamma, make it darker or lighter. Change the contrast, increase the contrast, reduce the gamma. Okay. Let's see how the histogram is. Histogram, I can set that to auto. As you can see, it got a little bit darker. Or I can turn it off and go back to the defaults. I'll leave it on auto for now. Color control, we've already been there. Exposure control. Increase the exposure a little bit. Right now I'm at 208 frames and counting. So we're just going to let it run. The 6SE is set up inside the house on a tripod and aimed out the back window. I have a total of a 64-foot USB cable and a 10-foot USB cable, so I'm running on about 74 feet of USB cable between the camera and my Dell desktop computer. Right now I'm at 290 frames and counting. while it's doing this, I'm going to go over and move the telescope and see if I can aim it at a different part of the tree. Well, since I'm a far distance from the scope, it makes refocusing not possible, but I'm aimed at the top of a tree that's just next to the pine tree we were looking at earlier. I'm going to reduce the exposure. Jackie, can you go focus a little bit? I'm going to have my wife walk over and see if she can focus it a little bit better. I just tweak the black knob and we'll see if I'll the other way. Keep going, keep going. Oh, slow down. Now use the gold knob. Yep. That's good for now. Thank you. So right now we're at 880 frames and counting. And we're about 3 or 4 minutes into the recording when I started capturing frames. At this rate it's going to take I think longer than YouTube allows to grab 10,000 frames, but I'll get as many as I can in 14 minutes. YouTube has a 15-minute maximum limit for video files that you can post. Let's see if some of the parameters, you can see auto is that's the default. We're looking towards the southwest out of the back, and actually we're not looking through a sliding glass door. We're looking through the screen on the sliding glass door. So now let me change the exposure. Now that I've adjusted the histogram. I think that's a red maple tree in the backyard. Let's try auto exposure and see what it does. I guess the auto exposure compensates for variations in the brightness of the target within reason. Turn it off. Play with the contrast. Play with the gamma. Right now we're at 1777 frames towards the 10,000. had it captured at the maximum resolution of 1280 by 1040 because when I binned it to a smaller resolution, the image got too bright. That will work at nighttime, but in the daytime or late twilight, like I'm doing right now, at f1.9, it's too fast to go at one of the binned settings. Well, now we're over 2,000 frames and counting. Hopefully the weather will clear, although it's supposed to rain tomorrow and it was supposed to be clear today, but it was actually cloudy. So if it does clear up, I'll try to set up the scope and see how well it works with the SSI monochrome on the Orion Nebula later. Don't give it much hope though. Frame rate is down to around 17 plus. We're almost 12 minutes into the recording. I'll go about another 2.5 minutes before I stop it and save it and upload it to YouTube. So you can either go auto, histogram adjust, you can do manual. A lot of times I'll use contrast to the max. And then adjust brightness and exposure to compensate. 13 minutes. About 2,800 frames. I'll be posting a link to this YouTube on the MallinCam website, and I'll upload a picture of the setup to the site as well after the recording is finished. Right now we're at 13.5 minutes. We have almost 3,000 frames captured. Millisecond exposure now. Well, that's 14 minutes, over 3,000 frames. I'm gonna save the file now and upload it.